It's time now for the Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center here on Midmnsports. And with us today is a state champion. This is Mason Thiessen from the Sauk Center girls basketball team. Congratulations, Mason.
Thank you.
And to the whole team.
Thank you.
You know, as you now remove from this and you're more relaxed, you think back to, let's just go through the weekend first. What are some of your memories here as you think back now?
There was a lot of fun times with the girls and all the games that we kind of won throughout the season, and then during the state was just a good time. We always had a good time in the hotel and everywhere we went. So,
What do you recall from the games, and you know, does it all kind of come together, or can you kind of break it down?
I'd say it kind of all comes together, but I know there was like being down at half against Byron. We definitely remember that, and being tied against Norwood, and then starting our second halves was a memory for like that we had good second halves in the first two games especially. That's definitely something that I think we all remember as of now.
When you play a team like Roseau, like you did, and you've met them before, is there a little more incentive, or what do you girls talk about then as you're going to face a team like that?
I know we'd like lost them the past 2 years at the end of our season, and we beat them in the Christmas tournament this year. So I know we were ready for that game, prepared. We wanted to get the win, and we knew that they are definitely a very good team, so that we had to bring it and just play how we did the whole year.
We always start out these interviews. I should have mentioned first. Tell us about your family, okay?
Okay, my dad is Ken, my mom Heather, and then I have an older sister named Marin, and she is a junior in college, and then a younger brother, McCoy, and he's in 8th grade.
And you have quite an extended family too, don't you?
Yes, both sides of my grandparents support me very well throughout the year. I know my mom's parents, they come to most of the games, and my dad's parents listen to you or watch with you whenever they can. So, and my aunts and uncles, they all support, and even my family in Maryland, I know whenever you broadcast our games, they always are watching. So I have a lot of support throughout my family.
Yes, you do. After a ball game, man, I'd always say the Clop Hockeys, they have quite a clan. But the Thiessens are right there though too, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. They always stay to talk to me after the game, so I usually have a few people to talk to after every game. So,
you know, I'm not sure how much of the history you know behind your grandpa and what your mom did back in the day. What do you know, or what have they told you about it?
I know that my grandpa is inducted into the Coaches Hall of Fame, and he coached a few state tournament appearance teams, and I know my mom won when she was a senior, and she also has a record at the state tournament, so that's kind of something fun about her. And I know he was just a great coach, and my aunts all played for him. So
you've been playing basketball a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, so when did it all start, and take us through kind of some of those years?
When I was younger, when I lived in Morgan and went to Cedar Mountain, my dad was the varsity basketball coach there, so me and my sister were the managers for that team, so we were always in the gym after school whenever he could open it. And I know when my sister was in 5th grade, when we moved to Becker, she played on a travel team, and they were short a few girls a few times, so when I was in 2nd grade, I got to play with them. So that was probably the start of my competitive basketball days, and then just kind of went on from there. I started playing AAU in 5th grade and have since last summer, and so it's just I've always just kind of played, I guess.
Now, with your AAU, that's your connection then with Kelsey Peschel, right?
Yep, we played on the same AAU team, I think, since 7th grade up until, so we played on the same team for like 4 years. So I got to know her before I moved here really well, and her family, so me and Kelsey have played together for a long time.
But now this is home, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As you enter into the Sauk Center then too, and you get to know everybody else here, what is the atmosphere like? Because I see everybody gets along so well.
Yeah, I know. The community is definitely big supporters, and all the girls just get along so good, and I'd say it's just like a big family. We're just all so connected and really enjoy being with each other.
Here's what I see too out of you and really all of your teammates, and maybe I'll take you back to volleyball, to where your interaction with the younger athletes, is this by design, or what is the thinking behind that?
I'd say if you start interacting with the younger girls, it just kind of shows them how we want to carry on the tradition of being a team and being close together. So working with the younger girls is definitely like showing them how we kind of are like a family, I guess, and how they should try to continue that tradition.
And as you were a younger player too, I always like to highlight who are some of the people that you watched and thought, I want to be just like that.
I know for sure, like I knew of Callie Peschel when I was younger because she played on North Tartan, which is where me and Kelsey played, and a lot of those girls that played North Tartan with her were very big players and who I wanted to be like. So for surely her. I know I always looked up to my sister even though she wasn't too much older, but I know like Rebecca Dahlman was definitely somebody that I looked up to too. So.
Yeah, she could play.
Yeah, she was very good.
You know, as you are now the 5 finalists, and you're one of them for Miss Basketball Minnesota, how about some of those other players? You seem to know a lot of players. Do you know them?
Yeah, the Megan Wallstead and Sammy Hybe played on my AAU team this past year, so I know those two very good. And the 2 other girls I played against AAU so many times, so I know of them too. But Sammy and Megan were definitely 2 of my close friends, so it's kind of cool to know 2 other people that are up for the same thing.
And the young lady from Grand Rapids too, right?
Yep, Heaven Hamling. We played against them last year, and she's definitely a good player. I never played on the same team as her, but I kind of know her just because we played her so many times throughout the years. So.
And again, being on the All-Star team too, these are a lot of people that you may see in college too, right?
Yeah, I know all of them are going on to play somewhere in college, so we'll see. I mean, yeah.
Because I see the girl from Eastview was playing at the state tournament. She'll be with Kelsey next year at St. Cloud State, right?
Yep. Well, it's not the one that's up for Miss Basketball, but a girl that played on Eastview is going to be on Kelsey's team. So.
Yeah. Anybody else in that whole mix that's going to be at Duluth?
None of those girls, but I know there's 2 incoming freshmen that I know of that are going to Duluth that I've kind of talked to a little bit, so got to know them a little bit, but only one of them's from Minnesota. So,
can you take us behind the scenes a little bit about preparation as a girls basketball player for Sauk Center? You're entering a game. What preparation do you do, and what does Coach Bergman give you to do?
He always has like scouting reports on almost every single player that is playing for the other team, so that's nice. We know usually what their strengths or even maybe some of their weaknesses are, and we always know what they'll play on defense. So the days before in practice, we'll practice the offense that we'll play against them. So if they're running 2-3, we'll spend time running 2-3 plays or like man, not same. And we just always kind of know. I would say we're never totally surprised about what's going to happen in the game. I mean, obviously there is some stuff, but Mr. Bergman definitely gets us very prepared, and we just kind of work hard to prepare for the next team that we get to play.
So a lot of homework has to be done, right?
Yes, I know. Our coaches put in a lot of time, so we're very grateful for that.
The style of play that Sauk Center plays, again, it takes a lot of energy, and that's one thing about you. You have endless energy. Do you even realize? I guess as a fan, I see that. Do you ever get tired?
I mean, no, not really. I guess I think the game really just kind of the excitement of playing just keeps me going, and I guess I don't get tired that much.
Do you recall what Coach Klophockey with the volleyball team said about you about that?
I don't know.
He says, the one thing I want to do is get Mason Thiessen tired sometime. And he says I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But how does that play into the way Sauk Center plays basketball then?
I know we try to play fast on offense especially, and we try to do pressure defense. So, I mean, it kind of takes a lot of energy to keep that up throughout the game. So, I guess I just try to do that throughout the whole game.
As you see the floor, you seem to see it very well. You love that long pass, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it kind of a gamble when you do that?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, sometimes I throw it when there's some defense back, but I know I just have a lot of trust in my teammates that if I put it in a place where they can catch it, that they'll shoot the layup. So it is a gamble sometimes, but I think I just trust my teammates so much that I know if it's not the best pass, they'll find a way to catch it.
You know, you can bet that there's a lot of young players watching you here right now, listening to you talk. As you grew up as a basketball player, what were your weaknesses, to be honest, and what did you have to work on? And, take us through that kind of process.
I know when I was younger I didn't want to use my left hand as much, so my dad always told me that I should try to be as good as with my left hand that I am with my right. So that was probably one of my biggest weaknesses when I was younger, was using both hands or like trying to have them be the same. And I think just a lot of ball handling, using even two balls to get them to be the same, was one of the things that I tried to do to get them to kind of be equal.
And how hard did you have to work on your shot?
Very hard. I know a lot of shots were put up through the season and in the off season, either in the driveway or in the gym. So just to even be a semi-good shooter, it takes a lot of practice.
Because you catch and release about as fast as anybody. Is this something that you were aware of and that you worked on?
I don't know if I was necessarily aware of it, but I know me and my dad always worked on it, because I mean, the faster you release, the easier it is to get up shots on whatever defense they're playing. So me and my dad definitely work on it a lot, just releasing it fast.
Now let me ask you too, sometimes you're way out. Do you even realize how far out you are, or is it just in the flow, or how do you look at that?
I'd say I usually don't realize if I shoot it out there. Sometimes I end up watching film, I'm like, wow, I did not realize I was that far out. And I think it's just kind of rhythm. If I catch it and I'm in a decent rhythm, I think I can shoot it farther out if I just use a little extra leg, I guess.
Mm-hmm. As you play basketball now for Sauk Centre and you play against these other teams, what's the sense that you get from the other teams? Are they looking forward to playing you, or do they kind of say, oh man, here we go again?
I guess I'm not sure. I know that, like, I'd say everyone always kind of has a target on our back, or that they're going to give us their best shot when they play us. So, I mean, I don't think teams are necessarily scared to play us, but I think they maybe get excited, and I think I can kind of tell that, because whenever we play against another team, they're always hustling all over the place and giving it all they got.
Now, you've played at all the big arenas in all the big games now. Maybe this is a stupid question. Do you ever get nervous, or do you get scared personally?
I'd say I do a little bit. I try not to show it, but I know sometimes I get a little scared or nervous just because I want to succeed with my team. But yeah, I'd say I get nervous. I try not to show it to like my teammates and our opponent, but I definitely do feel a little nervous.
Well, I guess that means you're human then.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I guess.
So now when you step up to the free throw line, are you talking to yourself, and if you are, what are you saying to yourself to do something like that?
I'd say I'm just saying, you shot the shot a million times. You can make it, so just shoot it how you always do. Don't let the nerves or anybody in the stands or whoever get to you. Just shoot it how you always do in practice.
Can I bring up one more dumb thing? Because I noticed when I first saw you, it was like in junior high or whatever it was, and you had a hairstyle. You always have a hairstyle, don't you?
Yep, it's kind of like this, actually. I didn't even do this on purpose, but usually when I play, it's a little bit higher up to the side, and I've just always worn it like that. And I'm kind of superstitious, so I think it's brought a success throughout the years, so I just say, why change it now? So I just always wear it the same.
Mm-hmm. And again, another dumb question. So who does your hair? Who does the best job on the team?
Well, I actually do my own hair, so I braid it by myself. But I know Alyssa Zemer and Kelsey, and there's a lot of girls who can braid. So if you ever see any fancy braids in their hair, it's probably done by one of them.
Mm-hmm. A little bit more about the Sauk Centre team and what the coaches bring to you and what you've learned through and how they present themselves to you.
They are always, I know they're always prepared for games, so that's definitely showed that they're going to get us prepared, so we just have to play our hearts out every game. And they definitely work hard. Like, they probably work just as hard off the floor as we do on the floor, so that just shows how they're very committed to the coaching.
And with your girls team too, maybe I'm putting you too much on the spot to name everybody, but can you highlight some of the teammates and what they bring to this team as well?
I know Kelsey, she's a very good shooter, good driver. I always say she kind of plays bigger than she is. Like, you'd never know that she's probably like one of the smallest girls on our team. And Kenzie, she just brings so much toughness. She doesn't always get, I guess, all the glory, but she does all the things that we need her to. And Tori, she's super tough, definitely a big player. She hits open shots, can drive. She's just very tough. And Julia and Michaela Dahman, they both play down low at the post, and they play bigger than their self also, and they just shoot the layups that we need them to and get rebounds. And Hannah Dahman hit some big shots, and Megan Klophocky did a very good job on defense when she needed to and came in and made some good passes. And then all the players, even on the bench, that it's mostly like some of the seniors and all the other girls, they just played such a big role in everything that happened this year. Especially they just always did what we needed them to and just always cheers for us, and we can always just count on them to do what we needed them to.
So when we go back to the history, 2 years ago played for third place, last year played for the championship, this year finally won it. Can you describe just the sense of relief for that to be accomplished?
Yeah, it definitely is. I know ever since last year we knew that we wanted to get back there and try to win it, so it just feels great, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it.
So since we're touching on everybody, how about you mentioned your family, but just the fans though too. It's been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, they are always there to support us. I know there's a lot of people who come to every one of our games, and the student section you can always just tell that you got the whole city of Sauk Centre behind you.
So what about the future now? You're going to go to UMD.
Yep.
Take us through that process. How did you end up going there?
I guess I know there was a few other schools that I was looking at, and I didn't necessarily want to go too far away from home. And I really like Duluth, and the coaches there are just amazing. All the players they just told me how much they love it and how they love the team, and I'm just pretty excited. I guess I don't know how I ended up making the final decision. I'd say it's mostly the coaches and how the players were all kind of connected and just had a good bond with each other.
Mm-hmm. They webcast their games, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we get to see you?
Yep.
And especially against that Husky team down there.
Yeah,
huh?
It'll be so different seeing Kelsey on the other side of the jersey. That'll just be something that hasn't been ever, so that'll be crazy.
So she likes to drive the right side. She's coming to the basket. You going to step in there?
Hopefully. I mean, that'll be, I guess I know what she can do, so hopefully I can help my team with that. But
well, and she might know you though too.
yeah, true. It'll be a battle between both of us because I know they have a good team too. So.
Okay, and even we should touch on school as well. It's not just all basketball for you. How do you do in school? What interests do you have?
I kind of want to be an orthodontist, so I'm planning on majoring in like biochemistry or something like that. I mean, I really like the sciences and math. I'm not a big reader, but I say I'm more like the science and math type of person. So.
Okay, real good. How's your sister doing?
She's good. She is a junior in college, but she's going to graduate early. She wants to be a chiropractor, and she got accepted into chiropractic school, so she's pretty excited about that. But she had a pretty successful basketball career at Morris too, so she's doing pretty good.
Now, did she play 4 years?
Nope, only 3 because she's going to graduate a year early. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, time goes by fast,
yeah,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It seems like she just was playing here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, again, Mesa, let's wrap it up by saying again, congratulations to you and the entire team.
Thank you.
Man, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for bringing us along.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Good luck in the future, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Mason Thiessen, the state champion girls basketball team from Sauk Centre here on Midminnesota Sports, and she is the Athlete of the Week brought to you by Diamond Point in Sauk Centre.